Didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Q Tentacles?
It is. No, I mean, no, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
What?
How did she know? How did she know that? It's like this crew, what it do crew, with your boy the Honor of Josh. Today we're finna react to Squilliam Theory. The link to this video will be down in the description down below. All social medias will be down there too. Otherwise, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Let's do this.
Squilliam Fancy Son. Squilliam Fancy Son. Squilliam Fancy Son.
Squilliam Fancy Son III is Squidward's rival from high school band class.
So, I just took my private yacht across my private lake to my private heliport.
He's more wealthy, popular, and talented than Squidward, and he always rubs it in his face.
That's right. I'm living your dreams, Squidward.
Oh.
Just succeeding in everything you failed in.
But I intend to prove that he's a fraud, using his wealth to make himself seem more popular and talented than he actually is. He goes to ridiculously extreme and expensive lengths to humiliate Squidward and show his superiority, and I'm gonna prove it. SpongeBob is one of my favorite shows from my childhood. Even going back now and rewatching the old ones, it still holds up. You might think, it's just a kid's show, there's no continuity, there's nothing...
No. SpongeBob is not no kid's show. It is a show to get away from your enemies and your stress. Whether it's you gotta pay that rent, that bill, that berry, all that from your girl. Oh, snap!
Theorizing about, but the show constantly brings back characters and references to previous episodes, and if you look closely, you can connect the dots and find some very interesting stories. And today, I'm going to prove that Squilliam Fancy Son III is a manipulative fraud. Evidence number 1, the pet hospital.
The pet hospital?
We first meet Squilliam in season 2, episode 15, Band Geeks. The episode opens with Squidward playing the clarinet and getting a knock on the door.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises.
Immediately after, Squidward gets a call from Squilliam.
Hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please start after the...
Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, old chum?
I believe that not only was Squilliam spying on Squidward to know when he was playing his clarinet, but he also hired the doctor to come and embarrass Squidward.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street. Pet hospital down the street.
We have never seen a pet hospital in Bikini
I've never seen
We've only ever seen just the regular Bikini Bottom hospital. We've seen this purple doctor fish before, but once again, he's never worked at a pet hospital. We've only ever seen him at the regular general hospital.
Well, Mr. Squarepants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment?
Then there's this green fish behind him, and we've only ever seen him as one of the many identical paramedics that work at the Bikini Bottom Hospital. We even see him at the end of the episode to take Squilliam away after fainting. So it is very likely that Squilliam hired these two and told them to pretend like they're from a pet hospital just to humiliate Squidward. But this is just the start of Squilliam's elaborate lies. Evidence number 2, the Bubble Bowl. In the same episode, Squilliam also says,
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week. The problem is, I'm busy next week and can't make it, so I was hoping you and your band could cover for us.
But we've never seen Squilliam's band before, and despite claiming he's too busy to make it to the Bubble Bowl, he still shows up at the end to watch Squidward's band. So both his excuse and probably his band were made up to pressure Squidward into humiliating himself at the Bubble Bowl. Evidence number 3, Squilliam's friends. In Season 3, Episode 8, Squilliam returns. Squidward leaves for work and conveniently bumps into Squilliam and all of his fancy friends, despite Squilliam not seeming like the kind of guy that would come near the Krusty Krab. He and his friends make fun of Squidward for working as a cashier.
Hold it! Don't tell me! You're a cashier!
Don't lie. Lying always makes it worse.
But I believe that this encounter was planned out by Squilliam in advance, and he hired all of those people.
Them homies. Alright, look. You wanna know what's different from me? We see that girl, the one with the white and red dress. We see him, the yellow, and we see my leg dude. And we see them two in between. So with the blue one, the other blue one, the yellow and the purple. And we see that girl and that dude from the first episode on the route with the meep. And them two in the background. What in the heck? Yeah, that's hellish manipulation right there. We never see them in no costume except for them others.
Pretend to be his friends. Take a look at Squilliam's
fake.
friends. They're all
Look at
nicely
his
dressed. You
face.
kind of get the sense that they're fancy, high-status members of Bikini Bottom,
They only
but they
see
aren't.
them.
This is more like what the fancy rich people in Bikini Bottom look like. These are just some regular Bikini Bottom citizens. Most of them usually don't even wear nice clothes like this. And most of them are regulars at the Krusty Krab and would already know
Yeah.
Squidward as the cashier.
Yeah.
Patty doesn't have enough slime.
What the?
These are not the type of people Squilliam would hang out with. I mean, why would Squilliam be hanging out with one of Pearl's teenage friends? At the end of the episode, Squilliam even admits to his whole life being fake.
I made everything up about my life. I have no yachts, jets, or anything. I was only trying to impress you.
And then, of course, he quickly says he's just kidding.
Is that true?
Of course not. I'm filthy stinking rich.
But was he kidding? I mean,
Nah.
obviously he's rich, but is there a
won't
nugget of
kid.
truth in there? Evidence number 4, the statue. In Season 7, Episode 6, Squidward has to pick up trash for community service, and Squilliam once again conveniently bumps into him and reveals he's cleaned up so much trash the city actually built a statue of him.
Maybe if you
Why are you cleaning so much trash? And you already famous, bro. Boy, you do stink. What the that don't even make sense. 0 sense of my knowledge. He has a fake unibrow. The boy wears robe. He don't got no pants. Squidward looking dripping, but that man looking like he wore the same stuff every day. At least Squidward put some tire in one of his shirts. Homie just mind his business, and now all of a sudden you just want to say you kick up more trash. What are you supposed to be, the garbage disposal, bro? I don't give a f-
clean up Bikini Bottom, they'll
That
build
statue
a
probably was
statue of you.
fake.
Oh wait, they've already built one of me. I cleaned up all of Bikini Bottom in only 1 week.
I believe that once again, this encounter was staged by Squilliam, and he actually paid to get that statue built.
Yeah.
As Squilliam tells Squidward about the statue, a female fish admires it and says,
Bless you, Squilliam Fancy Sim.
That's the same fish with
but if you
them.
remember, this is one of those friends Squilliam likely paid, making
Friends.
her whole comment feel very fake. By the end of the episode, Squilliam's statue gets destroyed. A police officer approaches and they have this exchange.
This is your statue?
It was.
Squilliam
Ooh.
admits that it's his statue,
Yeah,
not the city's.
not the
And why else would the
city's.
officer give him
See, if it was the
specifically a
cities, they
ticket
wanna
if
put
it
a
was city
ticket.
property? Evidence number 5, the concert. In Season 6, Episode 17, Squidward watches Squilliam play the clarinet at a big fancy concert. He receives a standing ovation, causing Squidward to leave angrily. But I believe this entire concert is a scam. Not only has the audience been paid to cheer, but Squilliam never even touches his instrument.
What?
Once again, many of the audience members were part of
didn't realize
Squilliam's
that.
quote-unquote friends, but we also never actually see Squilliam play the clarinet. The episode opens right after he's finished his performance with the audience cheering, and one member of the audience says,
He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
maybe the
Oh!
reason Squidward leaves so angrily is because the audience cheered for Squilliam even though he never even touched his clarinet. Maybe Squilliam is just as bad as Squidward at the clarinet and he's trying to hide it. Squilliam has gone to some pretty extreme lengths just to humiliate Squidward, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what he does next. Evidence number 6. The Music College. In the same
Music
episode,
College.
after Squidward leaves the concert, he's approached by the headmistress
I like how
of
they
the
connect
Bikini
the
Bottom
dots.
prestigious music college.
Aren't you the esteemed Squilliam Fancy Sim the Third?
Okay, number one, if you was at the concert, you seen what he looked like. That's 2 different people. Plus, he got a unibrow. He does not. Squidward does not got a unibrow. He does not wearing the black. He's not wearing the robe. He's just wearing a regular old sweater.
Who we all came here to see perform tonight.
She mistakes him for Squilliam and offers him a position as a professor. Squidward pretends to be Squilliam and teaches a class, only for the police to burst in and arrest him, all while he's being filmed on live TV. And I believe that this is Squilliam's most elaborate and most expensive scheme to destroy Squidward both publicly and legally. This encounter where Squidward gets offered a job is already suspiciously convenient, but listen closely to their exchange.
I'm Squilliam Fancy Sim.
But didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Q Tentacles?
It is. No, I mean, no, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
What?
How did she know? How did she know that? Yo! How to Get Away with Manipulation. Need a new show with Squilliam Fancy Son starring in it. Antagonist Squidward.
Kind of moron would go to their own enemy's music recital? How does she know that Squidward and Squilliam are enemies? If she knew who Squidward was, then why didn't she recognize him? Why would she mistake him for Squilliam? This feels way too much like she was hired by Squilliam to set a trap for Squidward. And if that's not enough, the headmistress's associate is literally just a guy from the paid audience wearing a disguise. He just threw on some glasses to seem smart. Squilliam knew that Squidward couldn't resist the opportunity to teach a music class, even if it meant breaking the law.
My very own music class.
Then we get to the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college, and right off the bat,
Oh,
there's
like a
something
whole
very
trash.
fishy about this place. The building
Trash
itself
can.
is very green and grimy, and
looks
has
like
a
a
very
trash
cheap
can.
metal look. Nothing about this says prestigious, except for the big sign on top, which feels like the only new thing about this building. I think there is a very good chance that Squilliam just bought some old warehouse, then stuck a sign and some paint on it to disguise it as a college. I mean, look at these other schools in Bikini Bottom. They
Yeah,
all have a
they
very
look
nice
nice.
structure and a paint job, but this prestigious music college looks like a dumpster. Going into the classroom, not only does it have another one of Squilliam's friends, but if this is such a prestigious college, how did SpongeBob and Patrick get in here?
Would you
Right?
two numbskulls mind telling me what you're doing in music class anyway?
Sure. Patrick's New Year's resolution was to learn to play an instrument.
They say it was their New Year's resolution to take a music class, but you'd think it'd be harder for them to get into an esteemed music school if they just decided to go to it on a whim. Seems like they're just letting in anyone to sell this ruse. Then, both the police, Squilliam and the headmistress, and a live news broadcast show up at the same time to arrest Squidward for impersonating Squilliam. If the extremely coincidental fact that all of these people suddenly showed up at the same time isn't enough for you to believe that Squilliam set it all up, I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Squilliam literally has the police working for
Squidward,
Whoa.
cute tentacles, I'm placing you under arrest for impersonating a genius.
him. If that doesn't sound like he's been
what?
paid off, I don't know what does. The lengths that Squilliam goes to humiliate Squidward are insane. He literally builds statues and entire buildings just to make Squidward feel inferior. But why?
That's not
Why
right.
would anyone go so far to embarrass an old high school band classmate? What happened between them? What could have caused this extreme level of dedication? Well, unfortunately, we never really get much information on their past.
Well, I don't
I've
think
spent
Squidward
hours
gay.
reading through the SpongeBob Wikipedia and looking at old episodes, and there really just isn't any clues that would explain their weird relationship. I guess we can't solve everything, but either way, that's my theory. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Wait a second. Wait a second.
Hold up now.
Season 6, Episode 5, Slide Whistle Stooges.
Slide Whistle
Just a
Stooges.
normal
Uh-oh.
episode where
I remember
SpongeBob
this
and Patrick
episode.
annoy
We'll
Squidward.
play with the
Nothing
whistle.
really out of the ordinary. Except
Wait!
one question about this.
That's his robe!
Why does Squidward have Squilliam's robe?
Oh!
Clearly not the purple robe he usually wears. That is Squilliam Fancy Son III's robe. Why would Squidward have this?
Wait.
Unless they were more than just classmates.
What do you mean?
They have once been dating? No way. That's not possible. There's
Wait a
no
minute.
evidence to support that. Right?
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to
gotta
imagine
be a
him in
promo
his
pack,
underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
No. It can't be.
I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
It's been right in front of us this whole time.
Our sources last saw Evil harassing teenagers up at Makeout Reef.
Makeout rave. Good times, good times.
Voted most likely to suck